When upgrading your home's security, the new Ring Wired Doorbell 4K Pro leads with its claim of Retinal 4K video clarity for your front door. The hardware enables a 10x enhanced zoom, allowing you to check on activity happening at the far edges of your property. Accessing those specs requires a significant upfront investment. The list price is $250, though it frequently appears at $200 during sale periods. That price is roughly 4 times higher than the standard 1080p doorbells that currently lead the market in sales. Because of that premium cost, determining if this camera is a smart purchase requires looking past the spec sheet to calculate the actual return on your investment. The performance of this camera is dictated by the structural and network environment of your home. High-end video output is strictly limited by the capabilities of the electrical and internet systems already in place. We can evaluate this trade-off using a quadrant chart. The vertical axis plots security impact outcomes you're paying for: 4K clarity, low light visibility, and smart motion detection. The horizontal axis tracks installation friction inputs, the DIY wiring process, network optimization, and recurring subscription fees. Reaching those top-tier security outcomes requires your electrical, network, and software setup to align with the camera's high requirements. Transmitting 4K video requires your home network to move a massive amount of data every second. This comparison shows the practical utility of that data. Where the left 1080p crop is a blur, the right 4K sensor clearly renders text on a package label. This clarity also functions in low light. If there is a small amount of ambient light, the camera maintains true color video. In total darkness, it switches to black and white to keep the details sharp. Pushing these pixels requires a high bandwidth connection with fast upload speeds that reach your front door. If your router is obstructed or has limited upload capacity, you create a network bottleneck. When the 4K hardware is throttled by a slow network, the video feed will lag or automatically drop to a lower resolution to stay live. 4K hardware is a wasted investment if your home network is incapable of supporting the data load. Processing 4K video continuously requires more power than a standard battery-operated unit can provide. The goal of this design is non-stop power, which removes the need to take the camera down for charging. Achieving this requires a DIY hardwired installation using your existing doorbell transformer and wiring. This creates significant friction if you live in an older home with disconnected wiring that makes running new lines difficult. For a homeowner, this is a one-time project. For a renter, the requirement for permanent wiring is often a complete barrier to use. Daily convenience is only possible if you commit to a permanent hardwired installation. Beyond the physical installation, the system's effectiveness depends on how the software handles your security alerts. Instead of relying on simple pixel changes, the 4K Pro uses radar-based 3D motion detection to map your property. This system allows you to pinpoint motion and filter out false positives, like passing cars on the street, to reduce interruptions on your phone. You must spend time initially tailoring these property boundaries within the app to see that benefit. Accessing the most advanced software features requires a compatible Ring subscription. Features like video descriptions, which summarize what caused a motion alert, are gated behind this recurring cost. There is also a legal restriction for users in Illinois, where state legislation currently blocks video descriptions from functioning at all. The physical doorbell is a fixed cost, but the software required to utilize its full potential carries an ongoing financial commitment. Now we can weigh the true cost of these requirements against the security benefits provided. Plotting the 4K Pro on our matrix yields a clear result. The impact is high, driven by 4K resolution, 10 times zoom, and radar tracking. However, it sits far right on the friction axis, due to wiring, network demands, and subscription costs. This device offers Ring's highest resolution and most precise motion tracking to date, but its value as an investment depends on your specific living situation. Your decision should be based on which of these user profiles fits your home. On the left, we have the Premium Optimizer. This is a user who prioritizes visual fidelity and owns a home with modern wiring. For these users, the high upfront cost and subscription are justified by the superior detail and reduced false alerts. On the right, we have the Renter, or the subscription-averse user. If you cannot modify your home's wiring, or you prefer to avoid recurring monthly fees for core features, the return on investment for this model is poor. The Ring Wired Doorbell 4K Pro is a formidable security tool, provided you are prepared to supply the permanent infrastructure it demands.